Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Natural Peak. Today's compilation is certainly going to have you at the edge of your seats and wanting more. Ready? Well, let's jump right in. Nature's hidden fury. Get ready to be amazed by the power of nature in this first clip. We've all seen storms with lightning, and you might picture a big crackle and a tree bursting into flames. But this isn't your typical lightning strike. Instead of going up in smoke, the tree does something truly extraordinary. It starts to light up from the inside like a giant lantern. And the most baffling part, there's no smoke billowing out, no smoldering embers raining down. It's as if the fire is burning mysteriously within the wood itself. This is a powerful reminder that even the everyday things in our world, like the trees in our neighborhoods, can surprise us with unexpected wonders. It just goes to show there's always something new to learn about nature, no matter how long you've been around. Slender Man stalks biker in the countryside. That was definitely strange. Now check out this next video clip. It shows a young biker riding through the countryside. But if you take a closer look, something spooky happens in the background. A tall, thin figure moving through the tall grass. If you think about how tall that figure is compared to everything else, you can tell it's really, really tall. Maybe 8 feet or even taller. Who is that? Well, when this video went around, it freaked out people who believe in the legend of Slender Man. This video was filmed somewhere in the UK by a guy who set up cameras to record himself riding his new motorcycle. What he didn't expect was the creepy thing you see in the background. The biker said another driver told him about a weird human-like creature in the area. At first, he didn't believe it. But guess what? When he looked at the video later, while editing it, he changed his mind. Seeing this video makes me glad he was so far away from that thing. Who knows what might have happened if he'd gotten close? The mystery of the third eye. Have you ever heard about the idea of a third eye? It's a concept that pops up in many religions, especially Hinduism, where they call it the Ajna chakra. This isn't a physical eye you can see, but rather an invisible center some believe sits in the forehead area. It's said to represent wisdom, intuition, and a deeper spiritual understanding. In ancient Egypt, they had a similar idea called the Eye of Horus. This was usually pictured as a right eye and symbolized protection, healing, and kingly power. It was connected to the sun and moon gods and represented their watchful nature. These days, the idea of a third eye is interesting to people who practice meditation, want to know themselves better, and are on a spiritual journey. It's seen as a way to reach a deeper understanding of the world and yourself, both inside and out. So, here's my question. Do you think cats have a third eye? Look closely at this special feline. Right in the middle of its forehead, it seems to have a third eye. This could be a birthmark, but it's interesting to remember how many cultures believe third eyes have a special meaning. In some traditions, a third eye is thought to let someone see beyond our normal world and connect with something more spiritual. With that in mind, it makes you wonder if this cat might be more than just an ordinary pet. Could its third eye be a sign of some kind of spiritual power? The bite of the living stone. Imagine you're taking a walk on the beach, feeling the nice ocean breeze and the squishy sand between your toes. You spot an odd-shaped rock on the shore. It looks kind of like a face, so you take a closer look. Big mistake! The rock suddenly comes alive and bites your finger before disappearing back into the water. Sounds crazy, right? Not if you know about the reef stonefish, the world's most poisonous fish. These sneaky creatures live in shallow waters near coral reefs in the Indo-Pacific region. They're masters of disguise, with bumpy skin and colors that blend in perfectly with rocks and coral. Don't let their harmless look fool you. Reef stonefish have sharp, venomous spines on their back. These aren't for show. They can deliver a super painful and dangerous sting to anyone who steps on them or gets too close. The sting can cause awful pain, hurt the skin, and even cause breathing problems or death if not treated quickly. Reef stonefish are patient hunters. They lie hidden on the seafloor, waiting for werewolf stalks child by the pond. Let's hope there aren't any real werewolves out there that would hurt people. Well, there's a video going around that seems to show a werewolf stalking a child. The video shows a young girl, probably filmed by her dad, playing by a pond and catching crabs. It starts out normal, with the girl having fun with the crabs and then putting them back in the water. But then, way off to the side, something strange starts moving towards them. The dad doesn't see it at first, but then he notices this big creature coming right for them. He gets scared and tells his daughter to get away. The girl doesn't see it though, and is confused. The video cuts off there, so we don't know what happened next. Thankfully, since the video is online, we can assume they're okay. But the big question is, what was that creature? It was enormous, maybe even bigger than what people imagine a werewolf to be. Still, a lot of people online think it might be a real werewolf. After all, stories say werewolves can sense humans, and this thing seemed to be heading straight for the girl and her dad. So, could it be a werewolf? Imagine how scared you'd be if something like that came at you. Some folks say it looks like the Demogorgon from that show Stranger Things. What do you think? Is it a werewolf, a Demogorgon, or something else entirely? Let us know in the comments. Unearthly beings spotted on Ilha do Mel. A video recently shared online has gotten a lot of attention. It shows two tall figures that look like people standing on a hill on an island in Brazil. Some people are saying that these figures could be aliens from another planet. The video was taken on Ilha do Mel, an island off the southern coast of Brazil. According to a news report, the figures are very tall, maybe 10 feet or so. They were seen standing close together on a hill that's hard to get to, with bushes that only reach up to their knees. The video shows them moving their arms in a way that seems human, but people who saw it aren't sure they actually are human. Unidentified crawler from the depths of the forest. Have you ever seen anything quite like this? A strange sight is causing a stir online, and it has people over 50 scratching their heads. An Indian Forest Services officer recently shared a video on social media. It shows a bizarre creature inching its way up a tree. Some folks think it might be an insect, maybe a grasshopper, but it looks more like a walking skeleton. The officer, who goes by Parvain Kaswan, says this video is a perfect reminder of all the amazing things in nature that we often miss. He says most of us just don't pay close enough attention. The video is short, only about 44 seconds long, but it's already gotten thousands of views, and everyone online is asking the same question. What on earth is that thing? People are saying they've seen pictures of insects that look like sticks or leaves, but no one's ever seen one move like this before. They're calling it bizarre, and honestly, it's kind of hard to argue. So, take a look at the video and see for yourself. Can you figure out what this mystery creature is? Unknown, Leviathan deep waters, dark secrets. Folks down in North Carolina are reeling after a strange visitor showed up off their coast. Take a good look at this unsettling footage. A dark, shadowy figure cuts through the water, its form obscured by the distance and the shimmering surface. Could it be a monstrous alligator, venturing far from its swampy home? Maybe a lost whale calf, separated from its pod? Or something altogether more unexplainable? Marine biologists are scratching their heads. This isn't your typical beach encounter, and seasoned fishermen are at a loss. One thing's for sure, this chilling video is sure to set your mind racing. What lurks beneath the waves in this murky footage? Share your theories in the comments below. After all, the ocean holds many unexplained wonders, and perhaps some lurking creatures we can only dream of. This sighting is a chilling reminder that the mysteries of the deep are far from unraveled.